ESPN pays him a gazillion dollars
to not work there full time,
to get a lot of stuff wrong and yell, right? And he gets caught playing solitaire during the NBA freaking finals.
The thing that he claims to be a
the thing that he's
genius in.
And so instead of he doubles down and he does this. If I'm ESPN, and I get it. You created this monster. He is bigger than you now. And that's exactly your fault and your fault only. You let him run rampant all over that company and put his face on for everybody who's like, oh, he works so hard. I'm going to let you in on a little behind the scenes. He wants to do that. He made you look like fools for handing him a blank check in the first place because he doesn't even give a about the stuff that he's paid a gazillion dollars to talk about. And now he's turning around and turning that into a money-making opportunity. Yeah. And the money-making opportunity, turns out it looks like it's a fraudulent crap business to begin with. Honestly, I'm not a religious person, but I pray for the downfall.
Former ESPN host Michelle Beadle went in on this guy.
You saw me playing solitaire and thought it was funny. Now, I'm calling you out. Download Solitaire Cash and prove you've got what it takes to beat my score.
Stephen A. Smith, the man who will do anything for a buck. This all stems from him getting caught during Game 4 of the NBA Finals when he played solitaire on his phone. He has used this now as a money-making opportunity. Then the recruits would join in. ESPN's Rosgold Onwude put out a tweet promoting the app with a selfie. Mina Kimes, Dan Orlovsky, and Laura Rutledge would join in as well. Shilling for a company we will tell you about momentarily.
Come on, man. This made your day, huh, Stephen? Make no mistake about it, though. This is your first and last time beating me in solitaire. Congratulations to you. And shout out to all the winners out there. Go beat Stephen and post your score.
Kendrick Perkins went the extra mile, doing a whole video on it. Alex Weldon of Poker Scout would add in his reporting, Stephen A. signed a deal with Papaya Gaming. This is a company that is heading to trial over accusations of false advertising stemming from the use of house bots from 2019 until at least 2023. In another paragraph, Weldon prints, having initially denied the factual basis of the claim, Papaya no longer disputes that, at one time, it pitted human players against computer-controlled adversaries. Some were used to fill tournaments that had insufficient human players, but others were deployed to guarantee a specific outcome, win or loss, for a particular player. Smith could care less. On Instagram, he posted an AI-generated ad promoting Papaya's solitaire game. Tom Lee of Defector has more. Papaya was founded by Oriol Bashar, who, per his LinkedIn, worked at a bunch of Israeli tech companies and served as a drone operator in the IDF from 2008 to 2010. His company is chiefly notable for partnering with Israeli athletes who went to the Paris Games, launching an initiative to support Israelis living near the Gaza Strip by means of a gamified challenge, and being sued by Skills, a rival platform. The suit is going to go to trial. One person would go on to apologize, and take a wild guess who that one person is. That being Kimes. She wrote, "The truth is, I didn't spend any time looking into this thing, and that's 100% on me. Thought it was just typical marketing work, and I'm deeply embarrassed I didn't vet it. A colossal F-up on my part." Smith would seemingly respond to Michelle Beadle's comments. On SiriusXM, he said, "I hear people talking about me on SiriusXM and who they would have preferred and who they would have wanted or whatever. I've been doing this for 30 years. I've been blessed and fortunate that when I'm doing stuff in this industry, I win." He would not name her, but continued further. You got some people that were in this business and they talk smack now because they can't get a job in the business because they didn't do a good enough job when they were in the business. So now they got to talk smack, and their reputation is they're talking to people. Well, what you got going on? It's all of that comes with it, because somewhere along the way, they didn't do what it took to resonate continuously. And that's why they're on the outside looking in. They don't have a job for the industry. They don't have a job in the industry, excuse me. Don't think they don't want one. They do. They just didn't know how to act, and they didn't know how to be productive enough to keep a job. He would conclude as follows. Some of these podcasts, some of the stuff that you see them saying, They ain't even talking about things. They are talking about people because they don't have to do real work. They can find a way to get clicks and make money that way because they can't make money any way else. Those people, you let them keep talking and you feel bad for them from time to time because that's how desperate they become. And they know who they are, and so do you. There are many different angles here, so let's go over the very first thing. Beadle is right that he turned an opportunity of playing a game on his phone during the NBA Finals into a way to make money. Mina Kimes is the only one with a spine and any backbone whatsoever to come out and say, this is really my bad. I am really sorry about this colossal F up. None of them have done that. Not one as of this taping. And Stephen A doesn't care. He's getting the bag. But what I think is rather transparent. He goes on to shill for this company, becomes the face of it. He is worth so much money. You, as a journalist, can't do any sort of research into this stuff. You could hire people to look into this. I would guarantee, with the way that he is sucking up to the Trump administration right now, that he probably has contacts in the FBI. He probably could have asked one of them about this company before doing it. Because you know what this does? For many, it will affect your reputation. If you get in bed with people and companies like this. Especially someone like the guy who founded the company. Let me go further. There has been this beef between Michelle Beadle and Stephen A. Smith because Stephen A. made his atrocious comments about the fallout from Ray Rice and him going on First Take basically saying, like, yeah, what he did was bad, but also I tell the women in my life, don't provoke men. Don't give them a reason. And she was furious, like many others. And that is when this, like, internal, little beef happened in the building of the four-letter network. So I'm not surprised that she would go out on offense. I must say, though, his comments of, like, they're not even talking about anything, they're talking about people because they don't have to do real work. My guy, all you do is talk about people. You're just so hypersensitive that they're pointing out your flaws. I mean, you have gone after everybody. What do you mean they're not doing the real work? You're the most prominent member of sports media. A lot of your moves and the stuff you say is going to hold a lot more weight. And when you have a slip up or even something like this, which I think is totally uncalled for, him doing this for a company that is under pending litigation, yeah, I think you deserve to be called out. But trying to be like, yeah, the reason they're calling me out is because they have nothing else to talk about. My guy, she's still working for FanDuel, I believe. She's on the Spurs broadcast. Like what? She has her own show that she didn't even know was getting canned by SiriusXM, so they're doing their own thing. Shout out to Shane Reardon, Chicago guy. Brother. What are we talking about here? But I must say, and I've thought about this a little bit, an awful announcing, put together a piece of ESPN currently, and the trust seems to be at an all-time low. And it is because they have gone completely away from highlight-based shows, credible sports journalists having shows, E60, Outside the Lines, sports reporters, and going with what we have now, which they thought would be entertaining, and it's just not. There are fantastic people on that network. Do not get me wrong. I know people on that network. They hire very, very well. But when you look back at what ESPN used to be and what it is now, I think a lot of sports fans want to see highlights. I think they could have some discussion around the highlights, but the storylines are in the games. The storylines are in the players. The storylines aren't, but this is a very American media thing. The storylines aren't, well, Stephen A says this and Stephen A says that. And then we put him on the front page of the website and on the app 55 times before you could see a box score. But that's not it. ESPN bet failing. We all feel like the integrity of the network is in question when you are supposed to be of credibility and then you launch a sports book. The ESPN Unlimited package was weird. The Red Zone NFL deal with ads, weird. And as I said, more personalities and less highlights. So, again, I'm not surprised by any of this with Michelle Beadle. I just think that he is mad at the messenger and not the message.